Steve has started over 147 times. Today is day one. Again, this video is not about motivation. Motivation is why Steve keeps failing. Everything you've been told about building habits is designed for a different brain than yours. Steve's brain isn't broken. It's just wired for chaos. And nobody told him how to work with it until today. Steve learns to build a routine that works with his chaotic brain, not against it. Here's what nobody tells you. The chaotic brain isn't a defect, it's a feature, just the wrong one activated. The planning brain is a candle. The impulse brain is a bonfire. Willpower tries to use the candle to fight the fire. It never works. This is what willpower looks like: adorable, useless. The secret isn't controlling the chaos, it's redirecting it. Every habit is a path in the brain. Distractions have 8-lane highways. New routines have dirt tracks. The work is building the road. The perfect schedule. Built for a robot, not for Steve. Day 3, one disruption. The whole system crashes. And Steve concludes he's the problem. Steve is not the problem. The system was wrong, not Steve. Rigid systems break. Flexible systems bend. Steve needs a system that bends. You don't cage water, you build channels. The chaotic brain needs channels, not cages. Trick 1. The anchor habit. The one thing that never moves no matter what. When everything is optional, nothing happens. One unmovable anchor gives the whole day a spine. The anchor habit is not your most ambitious habit. It's your most reliable one. Small, non-negotiable, every day. On good days, the anchor is easy. On bad days, the anchor is everything. The minimum that keeps Steve in the game. 30 days of one check mark beats 7 days of 10 check marks, followed by giving up. Trick 2, environment design, the most underrated habit tool that exists. Steve doesn't choose what he does. He does what requires the least effort. This is biology, not weakness. Don't fight the path of least resistance. Redesign where it leads. Add friction to bad habits. Remove friction from good ones. The brain will follow physics. Steve didn't decide to read. The environment decided for him. That's the point. One location, one purpose. The brain learns the association. Location becomes a trigger. Trick 3, the 2-minute rule. But not the version you know. The rule isn't to do 2 minutes of work. The rule is to make starting cost nothing. The brain's resistance to starting is 10 times stronger than resistance to continuing. Lower the start cost to 0. Open the book. Don't read. Just open it. Put on the shoes. Don't run. Just put them on. Start costs nothing. Momentum costs nothing. Newton's first law applies to Steve. A Steve in motion stays in motion. The only job is getting in motion. On the worst days, 2 minutes is a complete victory. Showing up matters more than the amount. Trick 4. Identity stacking. The deepest level of habit change that almost nobody reaches. Don't say I want to build a routine. Say I am someone who shows up. The brain protects identity. Use that. Every action is a vote for the person you're becoming. Steve votes with every small choice. One vote, then another. Then another. The identity builds from the bottom up, not the top down. On hard days, Steve asks, what would the consistent version of me do right now? Then he does exactly that. Identity leads, feelings follow. Trick 5, the chaos buffer. The habit strategy built specifically for chaotic brains. This one changes everything. Every routine Steve built assumed tomorrow would be normal. Nothing is ever normal. The routine needs to expect chaos. Build one buffer day into every week. One day where the routine is optional. This is not a cheat day. This is a pressure valve. A routine that survives chaos is worth 100 perfect routines that collapse under it. Build two versions of your routine: full version for good days, skeleton version for bad days. Never miss 2 days in a row. The skeleton routine is not failure, it is the most important day. The day Steve didn't quit. Trick 6: temptation bundling. Link what you love to what you need. The brain stops fighting. The brain can't always tell what it's rewarding. Bundle the reward with the work. The reward bleeds over. The bundle only unlocks during the habit. The podcast only plays while Steve cleans. Anticipation makes the habit appealing. Steve has never looked forward to studying. Until the bundle. Now the desk calls him. Trick 7: the reset ritual. Because Steve will fall off. Every system needs a restart button. The old Steve waited to feel ready before restarting. Ready never came. Weeks became months. The reset ritual is 3 physical actions: clean the desk, open the notebook, write today's date. That's it. The brain reads the ritual as a beginning. The reset isn't emotional, it's mechanical. Steve doesn't feel his way back. He rituals his way back. Never let the day be 0, 1 push-up, 1 sentence, 1 minute, never 0. 0 breaks the identity. Tiny actions preserve it. Trick 8: strategic laziness. The habit tool disguised as doing nothing. Scheduled rest is not wasted time. The brain solves problems during rest that it cannot solve while working. Rest is a cognitive tool. Schedule the rest before you need it. Rest scheduled is rest protected. Rest stolen by guilt is rest wasted. True rest has no input, no phone, no podcast, no stimulation. Silence is the nutrient. Steve's brain is starving for it. The idea arrives during rest. Always during rest. The brain needed the silence to surface it. Trick 9: habit stacking. Don't build separate habits. Build one chain. Each habit triggers the next. After coffee, Steve opens the book. After opening the book, Steve writes 3 lines. After 3 lines, Steve sets the timer. Each step triggers the next automatically.
The number one routine killer, changing everything at once. The brain treats mass change as an attack. It fights back. 1 habit, 1 month, then add. Motivation is jet fuel, intense and gone in minutes. Systems are diesel, slower to start. Run forever. Build the system. Forget the motivation. Skipping the reward is skipping the reinforcement. The habit is not being wired in. Reward every repetition, especially in the early weeks. Someone else's routine is proof their system works for their brain, not yours. Build for your biology, not their Instagram. The perfect Monday doesn't exist. The right time is now with imperfect conditions. Every day Steve waits, the neural pathway stays unbuilt. 1% better every day. At the end of a year, Steve is 37 times better. The math is not motivational, it is mathematical. Day 1 feels like nothing. The result is invisible. The work is real. The results are underground, like roots. Day 60 still feels like nothing dramatic. The roots are deep now. The surface hasn't changed. Most people quit here. This is exactly where Steve doesn't. Day 90. The automation kicks in. The results surface. The tree that was always growing finally breaks through the ground. The people who quit on day 60 never see this. The results don't create the identity. The identity creates the results. Become the person first. The outcomes follow the person. Steve wants to be real with you. This is genuinely hard. Not because you're weak, because you're fighting biology with behavior. That deserves more credit than the world gives it. Every failed routine wasn't a failure, it was data. Steve learned what doesn't work for his brain. That information is the foundation of what will. The chaotic brain feels things deeply, creates things wildly, loves things completely. It doesn't need fixing, it needs channeling. The routine is not the point. The routine is the launch pad. Build the launch pad. Then let the chaos do what it does best. Create something incredible. Steve's room is still chaotic. One corner is not. That corner is enough for today. You don't need to fix your brain. You need to build a system your brain will actually follow. Those are completely different things. One of those 10 tricks is the one for your brain, not all 10. 1. Find yours. Start there. Which one are you starting with? Drop it below. Steve is reading every single one, and he'll tell you if you picked the right one for what you described. Steve doesn't finish the structure today. He places the next block, then the next. The structure builds itself from the daily next block. That's all this ever is. The goal was never to eliminate the chaos. The goal was to give it somewhere to go. Steve says thanks, subscribe. It keeps the diamonds coming. See you in the next one.